Esoteric Chronicle of Vairotsana, the one who opened the gateway to the Dharma realm.
Soon as the little one was born, he would start making, we call it the mudras. Do you understand? Yes, most of you understand what a mudra is. Yes, the hand postures. And he would make the hand postures that of Vairochana. Now, Vairochana lived a long, long time ago. I can't imagine why he came back. He lived in the 8th century. So he was one of the greatest masters, greatest translators ever. So he would make the mudra, the hand gesture of Vairochana. And at that time we didn't know. I had never heard of, I'm really ignorant, I had never heard of Vairochana before. And he would make these hand gestures, and my daughter went online and she checked what he was doing. And that's when we discovered that they were the mudra of Vairochana. And soon as he was able to speak, he used to recite prayers in Sanskrit. And we didn't know what he was saying. We didn't know what he was saying. Again, we had to do research to find out the meaning of his prayers. And those prayers in Sanskrit translated as peace of the mind. For everyone to have peace and there to be peace in the world. And we were baffled because we just couldn't imagine having a little reincarnate in the family, and we were really, really puzzled. We didn't know how to react, what to do. And the defining moment came when he actually, in the presence of my father and my father's older brother, both of them in their 90s, and his mother and I, he put this finger on his nose and he said, I am Vairochana. I am Vairochana. I am Vairochana. Thrice. And now there are many, many stories of what he did and what he has said. But not a moment passes before every time he surprises us, he baffles us. So now all this happened, what I'm telling you, all happened before he was 2 years old. And then we had no choice but to consult with our J. Kempo, and he is the religious head of Bhutan. So we consulted with His Holiness, and we decided then to ordain him as a monk. And in a ceremony in our Punakajong, he was inducted as a monk. And in the presence of 500 monks in a great hall, he did his prostrations, he did his 9 prostrations and all the formal etiquette required of a much, much, much older monk. Because I have to tell you that he is the youngest ever to be ordained as a monk of our central monastic order, and the first from the royal family of Bhutan to also become a monk. Now, I hope he comes here one day, and I hope I live long enough to come with him.
Esoteric Chronicle of Vairotsana, the one who opened the gateway to the Dharma realm. During the reign of King Trisong Detsen, 755 to 797, Tibet was still a rugged land, veiled by the ancestral Bon traditions, shrouded in the thunder of misconceptions and the fervor of superstition. At that very moment, the destiny of Tibetan Buddhism was entrusted to transcendent emanations, messengers from the Dharma realm, dispatched by the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and the great master Padmasambhava. Among them, Vairotsana stood as a vital gateway, the pioneer who opened the profound path of Dzogchen, the great perfection, for the land of snow. Lochen Vairotsana, the great translator, was born in central Tibet, in the district of Naimo within the region of Jekur. His name in Tibetan is Vairotsana, while in Sanskrit it is Vairochana. The name Vairotsana means, the one who radiates complete light. This signifies that he was not merely a translator of words, but the bringer of luminous wisdom, shining the radiance of Dzogchen, the great perfection, into the darkness of Tibet. In history, he is remembered as one of the 4 pillars of the Dharma. Appointed by King Trisong Detsen and the great master Padmasambhava to firmly establish Buddhism in the land of snow. From the very moment of his birth, Vairotsana displayed extraordinary marks. His eyes shone like the rising sun and his body radiated a gentle, luminous aura. Even as a child, without instruction, he could intuitively comprehend Sanskrit and esoteric languages. According to ancient Tibetan records, great lamas, reclusive yogis, and masters from Bhutan and India all recognized the unusual signs of young Vairotsana. Many proclaimed him to be the emanation of the Bodhisattva of radiant light. Prophecies further revealed that in his immediate past life, Vairotsana had been a learned Indian scholar with a profound karmic connection to Dzogchen. This was not mere coincidence, but a link in the vast current of Bodhisattva's aspirations, ensuring that the supreme teaching of Dzogchen would be transmitted to Tibet at the destined time. When the conditions ripened, Vairotsana emerged as the first great translator to bring the complete essence of Dzogchen from India into Tibet. According to legend, before coming to the great master Sri Singha, after leaving India and passing through many perilous and wondrous journeys, the great translator Vairotsana arrived at the charnel ground of Dumasthira, known as the Cemetery of Smoke. This was a realm appearing to hover between life and death, where the mists of dreams blended with the smoke of cremation. At this very threshold of samsara and nirvana, he encountered Acharya Garab Dorje, the first master of Dzogchen, embodiment of primordial wisdom unstained since beginningless time, and Manjusramitra, the one of supreme wisdom. There, Vairotsana was entrusted with the complete hidden treasure, 640,000 verses of Dzogchen, containing the essence that transcends all dualistic notions of cause and effect. Along with this transmission, Garab Dorje directly confirmed him in that very moment: birth and death, nirvana, liberation, and supreme attainment were not things to be sought, but the radiant nature of mind itself, already shining forth. Instantly, Vairotsana abided in the deathless nirvana within this very life, his body and mind becoming one with the Dharmakaya. In that sacred vision, he offered a symbolic act of devotion to express indestructible wisdom and unmatched aspiration. The 2 Vidyadharas received it, bestowing upon him empowerment and blessings, and uttered a prophecy: "You are the chosen one, the bearer of the torch of the great perfection to the land of snow. Yet the full treasury of the Dharma will be transmitted to you by Sri Singha. Go forth, and become the bridge between heaven and earth." That prophecy was the very word that opened the gateway to the Dharma realm. Among the first 7 monks ordained under the witness of King Trisong Detsen, forming the earliest Sangha of Tibet, Vairotsana was chosen to journey to India. His mission went far beyond studying scriptures. It was to directly receive the heart transmission of Dzogchen from the master Sri Singha. Guided by Padmasambhava, Vairotsana set out in search of Sri Singha. After enduring countless trials and hardships, he was finally granted permission to secretly receive the profound teachings. Through immense hardship, crossing treacherous mountains and barren deserts, he at last arrived at the sacred land of Uddiyana, the tantric realm of the Dakinis, by the shores of Lake Dhanakosha. Within a mystical sandalwood forest, he discovered the exalted master Sri Singha, dwelling in a radiant 9-storied hermitage. At first, Vairotsana was confronted by a guardian yogini at the entrance. With his innate spiritual power, he displayed miraculous abilities, causing the gate of the Dharma realm to open. Thus, with auspicious conditions ripened, he came face to face with Sri Singha, the keeper of the complete essence of Ati Yoga. Hearing Vairotsana's heartfelt request, Master Sri Singha silently rested in primordial awareness, then promised to bestow upon him the most secret teachings of the great perfection. Yet, because the king of Uddiyana had arisen with doubts and opposition toward the Dzogchen teachings, Sri Singha was compelled to transmit them in secrecy. During the day, Vairotsana studied the conventional sutras of cause and effect like other scholars. But by night the doorway of Atiyoga was unveiled. In the stillness of those nights, Sri Singha inscribed the 18 tantras of the Mind series, semmed with goat's milk upon white silk, letters invisible to the eye, revealed only through the touch of warmth. This was a profound symbol of intrinsic awareness itself, though unseen. It is unveiled the moment the fire of wisdom arises. Vairotsana received these transmissions in full, yet his thirst for the Dharma did not cease. With boundless devotion, he requested further teachings, and Sri Singha, in compassion, bestowed additional empowerments, granting the entire space series, Longda, including the black, white, and multicolored teachings. Still, Sri Singha knew that the ultimate secret must be given only at the right time and circumstance, and thus withheld the final transmission. The first esoteric scripture of the Mind series, semmed, that Vairotsana received was the Cuckoo's Song of Total Presence, Rigpai Kuchuk, also known as the 6 vajra lines, the most condensed essence of Dzogchen. Pointing directly to the nature of mind, it is said to be like the song of a sacred cuckoo bird echoing through the sky, heralding the dawn of the deathless wisdom of the great perfection in Tibet. These 6 vajra lines are regarded as the very mantra of Dzogchen. Just as Om Mani Padme Hum embodies the quintessence of compassion, so too do the 6 vajra lines embody the quintessence of all-knowing wisdom. Those 6 lines are the distilled essence of all 18 tantras of the Mind series that Sri Singha inscribed with goat's milk upon white silk. In other words, no matter how many tantras there may be, none go beyond these 6. They are the compass of the path for any practitioner who truly grasps them. The key to unlocking Rigpa is immediately in hand. Only those with the right conditions, sufficient wisdom, merit, and devotion are able to receive, understand, and abide in them. For this reason, Sri Singha bestowed them first upon Vairotsana, as a living esoteric transmission. The 6 vajra lines are the unique gateway to enter directly into the Dharmakaya. Without intermediary, though only 6 lines, they are revered as the supreme essence of Dzogchen. These lines are not merely teachings, but a direct pointing to pristine awareness itself, so that, in the very act of reading or hearing, one's own nature may be revealed. They are called the cuckoo's song because, just as the morning cry of the cuckoo heralds awakening, so these 6 lines awaken the mind from the slumber of ignorance. The 6 vajra lines. 1. Mind itself is the stainless Dharmakaya, beyond fabrication. 2. Within its own nature, there is neither delusion nor obstruction. 3. All phenomena are naturally liberated as they arise. 4. Without practice, enlightenment is already present. 5. There is no path to travel, for all is complete in one taste. 6. Whoever realizes this becomes a Buddha in that very moment. With only these 6 lines, the entire essence of the great perfection is contained. They do not follow the gradual progression of the 10 bodhisattva stages, nor the countless eons of method and accumulation. They point directly. Awareness itself is Buddha. Naturally pure, naturally liberated. Sri Singha transmitted to him the 2 deepest divisions of Dzogchen, the Mind series, semmed, and the Space series, Longda. These are teachings beyond duality, beyond words, pointing directly to the luminous awareness already present within the mind. It is said that during this transmission, Vairochana's consciousness dissolved into the non-dual radiance, attaining realization on par with Padmasambhava himself. From that moment, he was no longer merely a scholar or translator, but truly the one who opened the gateway to the Dharma realm. Upon returning, he taught the king through the method of cause by day, result by night. By day, he expounded the law of cause and effect, teachings suited for the king and court. For society must rest upon the foundation of karma, ethics, and governance. By night, he revealed the teachings of result as result, Dzogchen, the Dharma beyond cause and effect, beyond the limits of time itself. This signifies that a ruler must live by the law of cause and effect to safeguard the people, while one who seeks enlightenment must directly recognize the Buddha nature already within. In this way, the duality of method and fruition is united within a single life. Yet, as with all who bring the fire of wisdom into the world, Vairotsana faced the weight of karma and the entanglements of politics. The king of India, upon hearing that a secret treasure had been entrusted to a Tibetan emissary, grew suspicious. With the collusion of Queen Sapong Za, Vairotsana was slandered and exiled to Gyelmo Rong. This was not merely a political affair, but a symbol of the destiny of the Dzogchen Dharma. When imprisoned, the Dharma finds a way to spread. When cast to the margins, the Dharma takes root among the common people, among beggars, mendicants, and those of genuine sincerity. Like a flame struck by the wind, it did not extinguish but spread even farther. In Gyelmo Rong, he transmitted the Dharma to Yudra Nyingpo, Sanctin Yeshe Lama, and the humble mendicant Sangye Gampo. These were not nobles or courtiers, yet they became the very roots that preserved and carried Dzogchen forward for future generations. Thus, exile itself became the karmic condition for the Dharma to flourish, rather than remain confined within the royal court. In central Tibet, Vairotsana planted further seeds in the hearts of Nayak Jananakumara and Queen of Khotan, Liza Sharab Dranma, showing that the Dharma could never be bound by political borders, but could cross rivers, traverse mountains, and reach even the distant kingdom of Khotan. This stands as proof that the supreme teaching transcends class, status, and nation. In the end, the heartfelt invitation from Khotan called him forth, and the light of Dzogchen spread once again to another land, like a river that never runs dry. Thus, the life of Vairotsana stands as a living testament to the mystery of Dzogchen. Exiled, yet never apart from the Dharma realm. Slandered, yet the Dharmakaya remains untouched. Wandering, yet planting the deathless lineage wherever he went. Most wondrous within Vairotsana's Dharma lineage is the prophecy of the 7 generations of Rainbow Body. The story tells of the disciples of the elder master Pengjin Mipham Gampo, himself a senior disciple of Vairotsana, who attained the Rainbow Body. From Dorje Zampa onward, for 7 successive generations this realization continued, carrying 3 profound meanings. The reproducibility of the Dharma. It was not a singular miracle, but a consistent fruition passed down through generations of masters and disciples, revealing that this Dharma bears the mark of authenticity, stabilizing the field of Rigpa within a community. When a lineage of masters and disciples shares the same view, conduct, release, a collective field of awareness arises. This becomes an invisible mandala that provides buoyancy for future practitioners. Union of body-mind-light. The rainbow body is not mere legend within the logic of Dzogchen. When form itself is understood as the dynamic play of luminous awareness, the dissolution of coarse structures becomes possible once Rigpa remains utterly uninterrupted. The 7 generations should be understood as successive master-disciple transmissions, not necessarily by bloodline. They represent 7-fold confirmations that the Vajra bridge truly carries beings across to the other shore. In the 11th century, Nak Lodin Sharab once praised, Vairotsana is like the boundless sky, Kawa, Chak, and Chiang are like the sun and the moon. Rinchen Zompo is like the great morning star. Compared to them, we are but fireflies. These verses testify that Vairotsana is the vast expanse of sky itself, the infinite space in which the myriad stars of Tibetan wisdom shine. If Padmasambhava is regarded as the second Buddha of Tibet, then Vairotsana is the very gate through which one enters the great perfection. He did not merely translate scriptures, but translated the very realization of the Dharmadhatu into the Tibetan tongue. He did not merely bring letters, but carried the radiant light of the Tathagatagarbha into the land of snow. Thus, he is remembered as the one who opened the gate of the Dharmadhatu. That gate, once opened, never closes. From the 8th century until today, the stream of Dzogchen has flowed unbroken, generation after generation, ceaselessly guiding beings into the luminous nature of awareness. The sacred biography of Vairotsana is not merely the story of a single lifetime, but a symbol of indestructible wisdom. He stands as a bridge between East and West, between India and Tibet, between the finite and the infinite. Above all, he is the inexhaustible radiance of Vairochana, illuminating the Dharmadhatu and throwing wide open the gateway that leads beings back to their primordial nature. His disciples who attained the rainbow body testify that, through the centuries, the lineage of direct realization has remained intact, undiminished. Vairotsana proves that a translator does not only render words from one language into another, but also translates realization itself, opening the way for the light of Buddha wisdom to become both language and lived experience for all beings. Vairotsana the Great once instructed his disciples. A true master, once entered into the stream of Buddha nature, no longer proclaims, "I am this Buddha," or "that Bodhisattva." Why? Because all names are but skillful means, while the Dharmakaya is nameless, formless, unborn, and undying. If within these words you sense a light that opens your heart, then it is none other than the Buddha speaking within you. Not I, not another. Like an echo in the mountains, no one deliberately makes it. Yet the sound appears, or like the moon reflected in water, the moon abides in the sky, yet shines in every stream. Thus, I am but a mirror. When you look and see the radiance of wisdom, it is your own Buddha nature reflecting back. If you ask me which Buddha I am, I can only say, it is the Buddha within you, whom you have not yet fully recognized. If you see me as Buddha, you have not yet seen. If you see the Buddha within your own mind, you have truly seen.